What are the details required to file the income tax return, sir?
File income tax returns because the income tax form itself consists of many information, some information required to be incorporated in the details. That is name of the person
Okay.
based on Aadhaar card,
Okay.
father name, status means of maybe individual or HUF or partnership or company. Next one is address based on Aadhaar card, any address proof.
Okay.
Date of birth. If it is a company, date of incorporation. If it is a partnership, date of partnership. So residence status means he is a resident in India or outside India.
Okay.
If a person is resident in India for more than 182 days, he is called as resident of India.
Okay.
If a person is resident outside India for more than 182 days, will be treated as non-resident. So there are some classes resident but not ordinary resident is also there. But the basic criteria is staying in India physically for more than 182 days.
Okay.
Next, PAN card. Every person who is to file a return of income, he should have PAN card. That is, everybody should apply in form to get the PAN card.
Okay.
Every PAN card is required for opening a bank account, for savings deposit accounts. Everything now everything is PAN based. Next, Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card is every person PAN card is linked with Aadhaar, so that to avoid duplication or with the fake PAN cards, this Aadhaar is linked to PAN card.
Okay.
That is called e-verification. Every person has to provide his Aadhaar number also along with PAN number. But another one is mail ID.
Okay.
Because now the income tax department has become digitalized. It doesn't want to use papers. It wants to send communication through mail only.
Okay.
So every person should have a mail ID. Suppose in a family, a person, senior person may not be knowing how to communicate, how to read the mail ID also.
Yeah.
They can give the mail ID of their children or some other person or any person who is dependent on them, so that he can
For the communication, okay.
Yes, that can be done. Next, nature of employment, nature of source of income. Suppose a person is having salary as well as income from business, he is carrying another business income thing, and also he is having property given on rent, and that is also to be given, and the deposits in banks and post office, that also has to be given. The digital signature. Earlier the people has to sign the papers and we have to file with the income department physically. And now the digital signature concept has come, so that the digital signature is authenticated. What are the forms submitted with the digital signature will be treated as the person, signed by the person and accepted by the person.
Okay.
And next one is 26 years. Every person who is making TDS or who is having GST, any person, every PAN card holder will have 26 years. 26 years means that the information income tax with the income tax department. That 26 years consists of the amounts received by him from any person, and what is the total amount received, out of which what is tax is deducted, and next what amount has been paid, and what are his GST transactions, and what are his other transactions. All these will be mentioned 26 years. That also has to be made. That has also be taken care of before filing return of income. And next, I stated the sources of income. One may be having many sources of income, not one, and all the shares will be put together, and for every having some other benefits or deductions, exemptions, and claim on that section, on that source, and then the net will be taxable, and to gross total income will be to make the tax, to compute the tax.
Okay.
Next, normal rate of tax. Normal rate of tax means if a person up to from 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs, it is 5%. It is normal rate of tax. And above 5 lakhs is 20%. Above 10 lakhs is 30%. See, this is the slab rates of tax. There are some cases, special rates of tax. Special rates of tax means, suppose a person is winning in the lottery, that 30% tax. Whether it is whatever amount he has issued, he has to pay 30%.
Okay.
That is special rate of tax. So this is important. One more thing is due date for filing the return of income. The due date is generally 31st July. But this year, because of pandemic and a new income tax portal, the date extended to 30th September.
Okay.
Of course, it may be extended further also because of the new portal is not yet updated. There are some glitches. The government proposed to enhance. Everybody is requesting to extend the due date for filing the income tax returns.
Actually, what are the precautions to take income tax returns?
The income tax return is a communication between the taxpayer and the income tax department.
Okay.
So income tax return consists, it is calculation of total income earned by the person and what is eligible for deductions and what are his tax net income after deductions,
Okay.
what is the tax he has to be paid and whether he has to, how much he has paid the tax, what is the amount deducted by TDS or advance tax paid by him every year.
Okay.
So all these are part of the income tax return, and we have to give the detail. The taxpayer has to give the details of the source of income, deduction made, advance tax paid by him.
Okay.
Advance tax paid by him voluntarily, because the advance tax has to be. The government says if you are having income or taxable liability of more than 10,000, you have to pay advance tax in 4 installments: June 15th, September 15th, December 15th, and March 15th.
Okay.
So under
four installments.
The person is having tax liability of 20,000 approximately, and he has to pay 4 installments each 5,000 each.
Okay.
So that it cannot be burdened after the time of filing his return of income. So this is the part payment of facility given to taxpayers, and also other supporting forms that they have to file. Some people who wants to give to avail the benefits of maybe new tax regime has come now. To avail that benefit, they have to file a form with the income tax department before filing the return of income. And any trust he has to get it registered, they has to file a form 10, another form with the income tax department. All the forms has to be filed before filing the return of income. Next, selection of return of forms. Which ITR form is to be applicable for that person. Suppose the individual is there, is applicable forms are 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 comes for only partnership forms, 6 for companies, 7 for society non-profit organizations.
Okay.
So depending upon his source of income, his status, the forms will be selected. And next one is other forms also available for ITR 5 for partnership forms, ITR 6 for company, ITR 7 for charitable non-profit organizations. And all these are prescribed by the Income Tax Act, which form is to be applicable for which person, which source of income, up to what level of income, and which is exempted income. If the exempted income is more than that, the form changes. So it depends upon that, they have to select the form. Next is after filing the income tax return of income, the CPC Bangalore will automatically collect the information and will passes the return filed by the taxpayer.
Okay.
And it will consider any arithmetical mistake, means maybe tax paid is correct or not, TDS claimed correct or not, advance tax part is mentioned correct or not.
Okay.
And all this cross-verify systematically with the computer, and that will process the return and will forward to the taxpayer. If it is accepted, if it is the right one, then there is no disturbance, there is no difference, it will accept the return, it will forward to the taxpayer. If there is any difference, it will also pass on to the taxpayer, who can rectify, can ask for rectification of that information.
Okay.
Next one is e-verification of PAN with Aadhaar. Without verification of PAN and Aadhaar, then a return cannot be filed.
Okay.
So, but when you have PAN and digital signature is not available, you can get it with the Aadhaar. Aadhaar means there will be a phone number, mobile number for every Aadhaar. If you file the return, then you will ask for OTP. That OTP goes to the taxpayer.
Okay.
And then he has to give the taxpayer OTP. Then only we can file the income tax return. It means that the taxpayer knows what is happening, what is filing, what tax he is paying, all the details he has to know. So this is digital verification of PAN with Aadhaar.
Okay.
The next one is due dates. Due dates means as we discussed earlier, the due date is 30th September now. For tax audit cases, it is 30th November. So these due dates are there, and if it is not filed within the due date, they have to forego the losses, if any business losses there. If it is filed beyond the date, the loss will not be allowed to be carried forward.
Okay.
And next is he has not filed his return of income before the due date, and he is liable for higher TDS. Suppose a person is giving he has made a deposit. The bank has to make TDS on interest paid to the taxpayer, but he has not filed his return of income, or he has filed his return of income late. then the bank will deduct the tax at double the rate of TDS. Suppose the TDS is 10%, they will make 20% TDS.
Okay.
Based on the prescribed rates prescribed by the income tax department. So we have to file the return of income compulsorily before due date. And if you are not filed the return of income before due date, what are the consequences?
Yes.
You have to pay interest.
Uh-huh.
You have to pay interest for late filing of income tax return. Means if suppose 1 month delay is there, you have to pay interest on tax liable, which is liable to be paid. That is
How much interest, sir?
It will be around 12% in some cases, 18% in some cases.
Okay.
It depends upon that.
Okay.
Next, if the delay is more, the penalty also be there. The penalty of 5,000 rupees if the delay is more. The penalty is also liable. And one more thing is if the advance tax is not paid, the interest will be levied for both for advance tax, not paying advance tax, and also not filing returns of income.
Okay.
Not filing in time. Even audit case also, the audit is not done, the penalties are there. And next one is important thing is TDS.
Okay.
Means what are the amount collected by some person and the amount deducted by him. Suppose a contractor collects an amount of rupees 10 lakhs from the government. Government will deduct 10%. Nearly 1 lakh. Sometimes it is for civil contract. If it is depends upon the nature of work. If it is civil contract, 2% they will deduct, and they will pay only 98% to the contractor.
Okay.
So this 98% will be 1 lakh. This one total 10 lakhs will be his receipts, and out of that, what are the tax has to be paid? From that, the tax deducted will be deducted.
Okay.
If anything is excess deducted, that it will be refunded. If it is less, and the tax will be collected. Next, certificates, getting the certificates, TDS certificates.
Okay.
The person who is deducting the TDS, he has to issue he has to make the he has to deduct and make the payment and file the return and issue certificates to the taxpayer. So the taxpayer has to collect certificates from the person who has deducted the tax from him. Of course, now everything is automatic, digitally it is coming to, but he has to verify that whether it is collected as certificate or not. And next one is other compliances. Maybe other complaint he may be carrying a GST or municipal tax or bank transactions or statement of financial transactions. This is the most important thing. There are so many authorities, they have to file the information with the income tax department. Every year, every half yearly, digitally all the information they have to file with regarding the taxpayer to the income tax department. And next one is long-term capital gains. Means sale of properties. Suppose a person has sold the property and on that he has earned a profit, he has to file his return of income. In the same way, the purchaser also has to disclose this is the amount of property I have purchased from the sold person, his PAN number, my PAN number, so all the details has to be given. And even for that, there are benefits also given. Suppose a person has sold the property, house property, he can purchase another property within 2 years.
Okay.
Or he can construct the new house property within 3 years. And after, in the same way, the person has sold agricultural land and he can purchase another agricultural land within 2 years. Even if there is a profit in the first sale, he need not pay tax because he has purchased the another agricultural land within 2 years.
Okay.
So to exempt that, to have that exemption, they have to file the details. Next, another proceedings initiated means notice received. Department will send notice whether you have filed the details as per the notice or not, whether you have made TDS or not. Any notice is issued, and that also has to be any clarification issued from the department, that has to be incorporated in the return of income. So all these are put together as a precaution. We have to make a precaution. Otherwise, the taxpayer, the consultant may not know what is happening to your, because it comes to directly the taxpayer, not to the tax consultant.
Correct.
So every person, before going to the consultant or filing the return of income or the auditor or what we say chartered accountant, he has to get all this information and go to approach the tax advisor.
Okay.
So that he can fill up the details and he can complete the tax liability and file the return. These are the precautions required to be taken by every taxpayer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.